So when we use slope-intercept form, we want to make sure that we begin at the y-intercept, and that would be on the y-axis. Common mistake is people put things on the x-axis, but we want to make sure that we start on the y-axis. Today is August 21st. Okay, so slope-intercept form, got lots of practice today, and then you can get your work done. Here we go, example 1. Example 1, write the equation in slope-intercept form. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. Example 1. In your bookwork today, there's lots of different directions, okay? Read the directions. You do not have to do everything every time. These examples give you everything that you could be asked to do, but you, on your work today, you get to do little parts of things, not a ton of it, okay? Write the equation in slope-intercept form. Identify the slope and y-intercept, which means what does M equal? What does B equal? Identify the slope and the y-intercept, then graph the line. So we're going to be doing a couple of things, and again, on your bookwork, you might not have to do all of it. All right, so here we go. The first equation, y equals 1/2 x plus 1. My question to you is it in slope-intercept form? Is it in slope-intercept form? Question mark? Yes or no? Yes. How do you know it's in slope-intercept form? The y is by itself, so it's already in slope-intercept form, so that's really convenient. And since it's in slope-intercept form, I can easily identify the slope. What's the slope? 1/2. It's the number in front of x. That is the slope, and I don't want anyone to put 1/2 x as the slope. That's not right. All right, the x is a variable. It's not the slope. The number in front. And then what's the b? What's the y-intercept? 1. This is the y-intercept, and that is where we're going to begin. So what I want you to do is we're going to make a little graph, an easy graph. Don't make it too small. Don't spend a ton of time. It doesn't have to be gorgeous. You're graphing by hand. How accurate could it possibly be? All right. We just want to make sure that we understand how it works, the mechanics of it. So, where do we begin? Where do we begin? At 1. This is B for begin here on the y-axis. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, and I'm going to put a big giant go sign, my big green dot. B for begin here at 1 on the y-axis, and then I'm going to count the slope. What does a slope of 1/2 tell me to do? It says go up 1 because it's a positive 1. And the bottom number is always going to go to the right. So we're going to go up 1 and right 2. So I'm going to go up 1 space and right 2 spaces. Put a big dot. I'm going to do it again. Up 1 space, right 2 spaces. Put a big dot. Once you've done that once or twice, preferably twice, connect the dots. There's your line. Beautiful. Okay. Number B, or letter B. 2y equals negative 3x minus 8. Is it in slope-intercept form? No. Why not? Yeah, we've got a number in front of y. We need to isolate the y. And so how do we get rid of this 2? Divide. Yeah, so it's 2 times y. To break the multiplication, we would do division. So I'm going to divide every term by 2. Please make sure you divide everything by 2. Y equals. Negative 3x over 2 is a little bit weird. Can I write that a little differently? Oh, yeah, we don't like mixed numbers. So negative, can I just leave it? Negative 3 over 2 times x? Yes. So again, that's just a fraction. Negative 3 halves times x. What's negative 8 divided by 2? Negative 4. This is slope-intercept form. What is the m? What is the slope? Positive or negative? Negative 3 over 2. Bless you. And what is the y-intercept? Negative 4. Very good. So we're going to begin on the y-axis at negative 4. I'm going to go ahead and make my little graph. So I want to begin on the y-axis at negative 4. So I'm at the 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Right there is negative 4. I'm going to put a nice big dot so I know where to start. And I've seen so many students that don't ever put a dot there. Like, make a big dot so you know where to begin. Don't be shy. Make it visible. All right, and then what is the slope? What does negative 3 over 2 mean? Down 3. It's negative, go down 3. What does the 2 mean? Right 2. Always to the right. So we're going to go down 3, right 1, 2, 3. I could do it again maybe. Down 1, 2, 3. Right. I'm sorry. I went over too many. Okay. Error. Okay. Down 1, down 2, down 3, right 1, right 2. Sorry about that. Down 1, down 2, down 3, right 2. If you run out of space, I can also go in reverse, but I always want you to go to the right first because you'll do it correctly if you move to the right first. So then I would continue this line in the other direction. I would do it in reverse, up 2, 3, and back 2. So you can go in reverse. Okay. Hopefully this is super easy. Yeah, good. I'm seeing some nods. All right, I got a few more. It's good though. Yeah, it's nice to have some review. All right, letter C. 2x plus 5y equals 10. 2x plus 5y equals 10. Is it in slope-intercept form? No, it is not. This is called standard form. We're going to work standard form tomorrow. Today, we want to use slope-intercept form. So I need to get the y by itself. The first thing I need to do is relocate this 2x term. So how can I move this whole term over to the other side? Subtract 2x. Right now it's a positive 2x. We're going to subtract the whole term to relocate it on the opposite side of the equals. That leaves me with a 5y. Now, the question is, what do we get over here on the right side? A common answer is to say 8x. Would that be accurate? No, it would not. 10 does not have a variable. We cannot combine them. They're not like terms. So they just get stuck together. Like here, we've got a negative 2x term, and what's the other term? Positive 10. All right? That's it. They just get stuck on the same side. Now, again, we need to get the y by itself. How do we get rid of the 5? Divide. Yeah, this is 5 times y. Break that multiply by dividing. Everything by 5. That gives me y equals, what's the fraction? Negative 2 over 5 times x plus, what's 10 over 5? 2. So here we are in slope-intercept form where the y is by itself. And I can identify the slope. What's the slope? Negative 2/5. Very good. And what's the y-intercept? 2. Again, that's on the y-axis. The y-intercept. And I hope you're working ahead. That's usually the goal. If you know how to do this, don't wait for me. If you already have a book and you know how to do this, you could begin. It's also fun. All right. So I'm going to go to my y-axis, and I'm going to go to 2 on the y-axis. And then I'm going to count my slope. What does my slope tell me to do? Down to right 5. Down to right 5. Down 2 puts me on the axis, and right 4, 5. I could do it again. Down 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. And then connect the dots. Sort of missed there. My dots did get a little closer together. All right. Letter D. 3x minus 2y equals 6. What should you do first? Just the 3? 3x. Good. So subtract 3x, subtract 3x. Positive 3x and negative 3x is 0. What's left on the left side of the equals? Very good. Negative 2y. Don't forget your negative, ladies and gentlemen. It's attached to that too. It's negative 2y. And what do we get on the right-hand side? Good. A negative 3x and a positive 6. You cannot combine the 6 and the 3 because they're not like terms. All right. Then what do we need to do? Divide by negative 2. Every single term, we're going to divide by negative 2. So now y is by itself. What happens with this x term? It's a fraction. What fraction? Okay, but what? Can you simplify that? What is negative divided by negative? Positive. So it's really a positive 3/2 x. Negative divided by negative gives me a positive result. And then positive 6 divided by negative 2 is what? Negative 3. Be careful of those signs. When the signs match, it's positive. When the signs are different, it's negative. Okay. All right, what is the slope? 3/2, the number in front of the x. Coefficient. What is the b? Negative 3. So nice, isn't it? All right. So where do we begin? Negative 3 on the y-axis. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Big begin there. And then what does the slope tell me to do? Good. Up 3, right 2. 1, 2, 3. Over 2. Up 1, up 2, up 3. Right 2. You guys are thinking I'm done with notes. Okay? All right, raise your hand if you think you've got it. Oh, that's good. Very, very good. I have 2 more. Go right on back. Go right back. What's different about E and F? We got a missing thing. Missing the X. All right, so on this first one, it's missing the x, but it still has a y. And because it still has a y, I can technically write this in slope-intercept form, okay? But I need to get the y by itself. So what can I do? What do I need to do to get y by itself? Divide by 2, divide by 2. That gives me y equals what? -3, okay. So this is a very lovely equation of a line. Not quite standard form. So I want to show you if something is missing, it's because it's being multiplied by a very special number. X times what would make it disappear? 0. This is in standard form. If something is missing, it's because it's 0. All right? And so you can put in, shall we say, a placeholder, and then everything else is going to work just the same. So I would say, hey, what's the slope of this line? 0. The slope is 0. The number in front of x is 0. 0 times x is 0. We wouldn't normally see it there, and we just have the -3, which is right here. Okay, so if the x is missing, know that that slope is 0. And then the y-intercept is -3. So we can graph this exactly the same way. I'm going to begin on the y-axis at -1, -2, -3. And I'm going to count the slope. Now this slope is not a fraction. Can I change it into a fraction? Yes, always. We want slope as a fraction. So how do I morph any number into a fraction? Over 1, over 1. So what does that tell you to do in slope lingo? Up 0, right 1. Up nothing, right 1. Up nothing, right 1. It is a horizontal line. Anytime you have y equals a number, it is a horizontal line. Always, always. That is a good thing to know and love. Anytime you have y equals a number, it's a horizontal line through that number on the y-axis. So if y equals a horizontal number, what is x equals? A vertical line. Okay? This would be a vertical line. This is a vertical line. 1, 2, 3, 4.
0.
So for this one, yeah, that's what for slope, the 0 would be underneath. That's exactly right. But we don't even have to know that. We just have to know it's a vertical line. So this says go to the x-axis where x equals 4, and then just draw a vertical line through the number. So there's your vertical line through 4 on the x-axis. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you may begin class practice 14. Yeah. It is, I'll turn to it, page, 86. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, I sort of accidentally crossed that off. Page 86. Numbers 16 through 19. Sorry about that.